Namaskaram. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are practicing. Wherever you are, it might be sunny, might be windy, might be kicking up the elements for you. And we're literally in a brand new beginning right now. But the beginning that we're in can make us feel like we're hurtling. It's kind of like when we think of space, and I want you to picture this visual for a moment. When we think of space, we think of this ever expanding, this slow, steady, infinite, floating feeling of being suspended, right, in the air, in the cosmos, in black matter. However, if you've ever seen any footage of meteors or anything that's flying by in space, they go hurtling through space at warp speed. So our perception and our foolery of our eyes might think, and the same thing with our mind, we might think that we are still or stalemated, but it's really that trajectory, that Saturn energy, that direct line of where Sagittarius is looking towards. We can start to feel that now within our system. And one of the most important ways, and how does that relate to what we're doing? Well, for the end of the year, this is usually the busiest time, especially if you're in corporate. We're going into the holidays. You already probably have the checklist. But in order to launch forward, it's really important to pull back. And to pull back around this time might feel like if you are not doing enough, you might feel like you need to speed up. So, one of the ways to counter that energy, it doesn't mean I want you to dismantle the tapas or the fire that we're creating, because we need that heat, we need that yang, but we also need to churn and to balance it with the compression. So we're going to start today on our backs. Make sure that you have a block, a bolster, two bed pillows, whatever it is that you have handy. We're going to start in a supported bridge. Make sure your strap is nearby so you don't have to get up again. Lift your hips. You can place your block underneath the flat part of your sacrum. We're going to take a soft cactus here if that feels okay for your arms. I want you to close your eyes for a moment here. And this is a mild inversion to bring the deoxygenated blood back to the heart, to start to balance anything that might feel like we are either pulled too much into the earth, getting too bogged down. We'll take the legs up, Viparita Karani, and just let your knees slightly bend if this is too much for your hamstrings. Let your eyes roll back into their sockets. And see if you can relax your jaw here. Strongest bone in our body is actually the mandible. So we hold a lot of tension in our jaw and our tongue. Just taking another few moments here with your legs suspended, with a bend in the knees to release the low back. Let your feet now come down to the earth. You'll lift your block, you'll slide the block out, and then lower one vertebrae at a time. We'll go ahead and we'll walk the feet as wide as your mat, knees slightly in towards each other. Windshield wiper your legs one way and then the other. Many times when we are feeling a little out of balance or when the energy of the winds and vata seasons start to kick up, we can almost forget that pleasure, kama, and enjoying the fruits of our labor is equally important as creating the labor that's needed to bear fruit. Let's drop your knees now over to the right side. And without forcing anything, close the eyes and see if you can feel any place where you can bring pleasure with the breath to the back, to your hips, to your thighs, without over efforting. Water center, The swadhisthana chakra is related to the element of water. And water is that vortex of the sacral energy, relates to our pleasure, our sensuality, our likes. Let your feet fall back to the earth without rushing and slowly draw your knees over to the opposite side. And again, just letting your eyes close. The water in your tongue, in your mouth, in your jaw helps to break down food when we eat so that we can taste and enjoy our nourishment. Without that water, we wouldn't really be able to experience the joy of eating our favorite foods and our desserts and smoothies and teas. Pleasure is such an important part of balancing our body and our mind. Let your feet come back to the earth now. Pause here. We'll find our strap. We'll loop it around the ball of our right foot. Keep your left foot on the ground. Without over-efforting, again, just finding a place that feels pleasurable for you. Let's extend that right leg about 70%. So not going to your full potential here, but just about 70% till you feel sensation. Let your arms fall into the earth. Let your elbows, shoulders, let your body take up space. And just drawing your awareness to the back of the right hamstring. It's where we store unconscious energy, anything that we're unaware of. We'll go ahead, and if it feels comfortable for you, you can slowly extend that left leg, but totally okay to keep a mild bend in that left knee. Again, we're only going to 70%, not your fullest potential, not the full expression here. It's finding that place of pleasure. Both ends of the strap into the right hand. Take your time. Left hand on top of left hip. Open up that right leg about 10% until you feel a little sensation on the right side inner thigh. And then pause. Our ability to create balance within ourselves creates a magnet, an electromagnetic field within us that draws that which we deeply desire much quicker. Take both ends of the strap into your left hand, and we'll take our right thumb inside of our right side hip crease. Draw that right hip down. Let your right leg fall over to the left side. I'm going to use a block or a prop here. You can use a bolster if you'd like. I want you to energetically keep drawing this right hip down and away from your ribs, away from your shoulder. See where you can experience pleasure in the breath here without over-efforting. You might have heard of the famous writings, the Kama Sutras, which Kama means pleasure, Sutra means thread. The weaving the threads of pleasure within our daily life go beyond anything that is a vice, right? Pleasure is part of our inherent life practice. So if we're shaming ourselves for having that second ice cream or that delicious dessert instead of our meal first, that derails the electromagnetic field of high vibrational energy that we can cultivate within us. Slowly draw that right leg back to center, no rush at all. You're going to remove your strap and slowly from here, draw that right knee into your chest. You can peek up at me for this. I want you to flex both feet deeply. Lift your head, your neck, your chest off of the earth and pause. Maybe you'll float your hands alongside your hip bones, apanasana, wind expeller. And if it feels comfortable without going past your pleasure zone, maybe you'll lift that left heel off. Again, this is not about a sense of accomplishment, right? It's where can I experience pleasure within the breath, within my nervous system, within my body, without gripping, without forcing, without wanting to be something more than I am in this moment. Lower your left leg, lower your right leg down to the earth, and then draw your left knee into your chest, keeping your right foot on the ground. Interlace your hands on your shin bone and circle your left ankle a few times one way, a few times the other way. Feel free to keep the eyes closed or a soft gaze so you can draw your awareness inward and loop your strap around the ball of your left foot. Arms fall into the earth, head, neck, chest at ease. Same thing here, just going about 70%. When we over effort, when we are doing too much within the energy of our masculine dominance, that fire center, or yang energy in Chinese medicine, we've lost the pleasure of balancing and experiencing the beingness, which is our feminine energy, our lunar energy. Just as the breath is equal parts inhalation and exhalation, that very delicate balance of pleasure and effort is something that I want you to draw into your experience through these postures today. Keep the eyes closed, and maybe for some of you, you'll inch that right leg forward. If it's too much, you're going to put a bend in the knee or not extend it at all. Just notice where you can feel delicious pleasure in your body through this shape without abandoning yourself, your needs. Notice if your tongue is to the roof of your mouth and drop your tongue to the bottom half of your mouth so your jaw relaxes. Take both ends of the strap into your left hand. Gently open up that left leg, just about 10%. Right hand can go on your right hip. Again, same thing here, not about going to the fullest expression, but just where you can feel sensation that feels pleasurable, sensation where the ligaments are opening without feeling derailed. Scan your body and notice anywhere that might feel delicious as it's opening up, as it's slowly through these very, very microscopic and very small nano expressions, right? Our ligaments, our muscles, they're like rubber bands. So we don't want to pull a rubber band so fast. We want to gently breathe into the space where it's elongating. We don't have to do much. So just focusing on the pleasure of, oh, I can fully breathe here is enough. Slowly take both ends of your strap into your right hand. You're going to roll onto your right hip and go ahead and use a prop to lengthen and lift your left foot off of the earth. Left thumb can go inside the left hip crease to gently guide that hip down if you'd like, or you can extend that left arm. Where feels good for you, so you can open up the sacrum, the low back, the outer hip. through these seemingly stressful times. I say seemingly, not to dismiss the fact that the holidays and the end of the year can be very busy and very charged for us. But our ability to cultivate pleasure, joy within these moments that can seemingly derail us will keep us balanced. Right? See if you can breathe into any space of your body that's opening to create harmony. Slowly draw your left knee back into your chest. Take your time as you roll onto your back. And you may peel your shoulders, your head, your neck, your chest off of the earth, maintaining space for an apple between chin and chest. Flex your feet deeply. That means bring the energy back towards the crown. Toes are peeled. Maybe you'll float your hands alongside your hips, apanasana. It's just an option. Maybe you'll lift that right leg off of the earth. Not at the extent of losing the breath, losing the line, or losing the pleasure of being able to breathe fully in this expression. Slowly lower your right leg. Let your left leg come to the earth. Draw your right knee back in. And hug both knees into your chest here. Go ahead and you'll make some knee circles. You can take the knees one way, hip circles, holding onto your shin bones wherever feels good. And then go the opposite way, just lubricating your hip joints. Maybe you'll roll over to one side and come to a comfortable seat. Maybe you'll rock and roll forward and back and come to a place that feels comfortable for you. And we'll draw the arms around and up. Take a smooth breath here to inhale. And press the palms down the midline of the body. And just pausing here in this space and just noticing that this shape is the union of duality, right? It's the union of our right and left sides, our solar and lunar energies. But it's also, if you separate your palms, it looks like a portal, right? It looks like a doorway. And in this energy, in this season of going into the darker nights, where can you find pleasure? Where can you find the things that maybe aren't so scary, but maybe are a doorway into what you deeply desire? So if there is an intention, and if there is something that you're wanting to bring into your life or for the season, well, go ahead and chant the sound Om. You can join me or simply receive. Take a deep breath to inhale. Om. Seal your palms, draw your chin to your chest, and let's slowly come up onto hands and knees, drawing your shoulders over your wrist, your hips over your knees. We'll take a few cat-cows here. I'll let you go ahead and get started. Long hair, don't care, gotta put it up. Feel free to close your eyes and just letting the rhythm of your breath be your compass now. Many times in these shapes that we make, shapes, asana, are just gateways to our pure consciousness. They don't have any value. It's not good or bad, hard or easy, even though it might feel hard or easy. Right? These shapes that we make, where can we find pleasure? Pleasure in the breath, pleasure in the movement, pleasure within our nervous system. If you practice with me, you've probably heard me say that I have scoliosis, right? So whenever my back adjusts by breathing into my body, it feels very pleasurable for me. And that's what we want to find whenever we practice, right? We want to find the space where we're not in pain, but we're feeling I can hang out here. And that doesn't mean going to a place of force. Come to neutral spine. You're going to pause here for a moment. Scoop your navel in and then extend your right heel behind you. So it's almost as if you are stepping on a gas pedal, right? So energy throughout that right heel. We're going to lift the right leg up. And notice if your back is swaying or dipping down, suck your navel into your spine. Pause here. This might be very challenging for some of you. Pour your weight into your right arm, left arm long by the ear. That's an option 2. Option 3, you might bend that right heel, just going step by step. If it's not pleasurable, you've lost your center. Maybe you'll reach that left arm up and catch the top of the right leg. Where feels pleasurable for you? This is called tiger pose. Once you've lost the ability to breathe easefully, we're no longer in harmony, creating harm, not harmony. Slowly release your right knee underneath you, left hand underneath you. Wag your hips from side to side. And then notice if you were pulled out or wanting to go past your edge for where your body is in this moment. Find that sacred sovereign power. Come to neutral spine here. What's right for you may not be right for someone else. Extend that left heel this time. This is a great place to just pause, to focus on just that left calf, right? A few things here. Notice if that left hip is dipping down. See if you can see that I'm dropping down right now, right? See if you can lift the hip up, navel into the spine. It's quite challenging. Second option is maybe you lift that left leg off of the earth. Notice if the back is dipping. Some of you might pour your weight into your left hand, bending your left heel, taking the right arm up. That's also challenging. Some of you might reach back, balancing. If you have any knee sensitivity, if you have any shoulder issues, right? This is the place to honor your body, finding pleasure in one of these 5 options. Or can I breathe easefully, mindfully, and reclaim my sovereign power without needing to look like anybody else? Release the arm, release the leg. Wag your hips from side to side. As you're ready, tuck your toes, walk your hands a little in front of your shoulders. With resistance, take your hips up and back, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Pedal your heels, shake your head from side to side, trill your lips. And we'll take that right leg up on your inhalation. Smooth breath here. On your exhalation, step your right leg in between your hands, help it up. Hands to blocks. Lengthen your front leg. Step your back foot up about 10% over to that left side, so a little wider than your hips. Anchor in your back heel, lift your heart, lift your gaze. On your exhalation, pour forward. Pyramid pose. And again, just adjusting. You can double the blocks if you need. 3 different heights for the blocks. Just pausing in your space. Keep drawing your right hip back, just as we did on the ground. Make sure that all 10 toes are facing forward. Now we're going to pause here for a moment. Hands to blocks, little micro bend in your back knee. Flex your right foot deeply. So pour forward here. We're just going to rock a little forward, a little back here. Inhale, lengthening your spine, shift the weight forward. Exhale, shift the weight back. Flex your right foot, bend that left knee. Move like this a few times on your own. There's no rush. Inhale moves you forward. Exhale moves you back. I want you to think of your breath kind of like a bellow, right? So if you have a fireplace or you've seen those bellows that pump, really let the full expression of the inhalation come in, and then exhale all that stale, stagnant air out. Shift your weight slightly forward, use your blocks, and then gently bring that left leg next to the right. Take your time here. Pause. Let your head be heavy, let your head hang. Little micro bend in your knees, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Roll your shoulders back. Float the arms around and up. Inhale. Urdhva Hastasana. We're going to hook the thumbs, if that feels good for you, and see if you can lengthen your tailbone down. Maybe you'll take a side bend over to that right side. Anchor into your left heel, left big toe mound, left side body. Come back to center. Anchor into your right foot. Side bend over to the left side. Open up the armpit, the intercostal muscles. If you need to separate your hands or use a strap, do that. If you're struggling to breathe, you're not finding pleasure. Come back to center. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, standing forward fold, fold it forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, we're going to step the right leg way back. Lower your right knee down. Pause here for a moment. Interlace your fingers on your left thigh. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Left hand's going to go to your block. Right hand's going to go straight up. Side bend over to that left side. Take a smooth breath here to inhale. Notice the space you're creating. Exhale, right hand down to the block, down to the earth. Step back to your downward facing. And then pause here. We're going to lift the heels, wave through the spine, stack your shoulders, stack your wrists. Pause. We're going to maintain modified plank. I'll show that option here. Lift your hips, stack your shoulders, little micro bend in the elbows, eyes slightly in front of you. And we're just going to breathe here for 3 counts, full inhalation. Everyone has a different breath call. You don't have to stay with mine. Keep wrapping the outer upper arms to move forward. Slowly, with intention, press your toes down. Lower all the way down in one straight unit. So resist, 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 resist. Belly down to the earth. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. Inhale. Can you find pleasure here? Exhale, release. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the hands. Lift your heart. Notice where you're over-efforting. Exhale, release. Your choice, you can stay with one of those 2 options. You can move into upward facing if it's part of your practice, or you can move into cobra if that feels good in this moment. What is going to bring you pleasure and harmony in your physical, mental, and subtle body? Exhale, release. Hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes in with or without your knees. We're going to release the breath as you push away from the earth. Take your time. Find your down dog. One of the beautiful aspects of practicing is finding the moments where we can yoke and thread, sutra, finding the threads of pleasure from one shape to another. Inhale, lift your left leg straight up and back. All 5 toes like you're pushing into a wall. Navel into your spine here. Notice where you might be over-efforting. Where can you find pleasure? Exhale, step that left foot in between the hands. Help it up. Hands to blocks. Lengthen your front leg. Hop your back heel up about 6 inches and anchor your back heel a little bit outside of that right hip. So you're not quite on a tightrope. Grow the spine long here. All 10 toes face the same direction. Exhale, pour forward as best you can for your body. Right? Release the head, the neck, the chest, the jaw. Again, I definitely encourage you not to follow my example. I have very long arms. I also have scoliosis, but stay with the blocks and keep a little bend in your front knee. If I put the blocks underneath me, it's going to impinge my shoulders. So Just making sure that you're taking that ownership, your sovereign power in your practice. We're gonna lengthen. Inhale here. Exhale, little bend in the back knee. Flex that front leg. Inhale, lengthen as you shift forward. Exhale, pour back. Taking this one more time. Inhale to lengthen, shifting your weight forward. Exhale pulls you back. Take this a few more times on your own. See if you can find that delicate balance, that little dance between the inhalation, which shifts you forward, and that exhalation that pulls you back like a bow, right? So the bow pulls back so the arrow can eventually move forward. It's a symbiotic relationship. We can't launch forward until we know where we're going. So take the time, use the breath, find the pleasure, and know that your directionality will eventually lead you exactly when you're balanced to where it is you want to be. And the next time you shift forward, almost as if you're moving through water, float that right leg next to the left. Pause here. Keep a little bend in your knees. And this time we're going to use our straps. We're going to bring some fluidity to the shoulder. Squeeze your shoulder blades in towards one another and then draw the arms straight overhead. Let your head be heavy here. You might even shake your head side to side. Again, keep actively retracting your shoulder blades. That means move them in towards one another. It's going to give you more spaciousness. If this feels like it's too much for you, back off. Find a place where you can breathe easily. Release your strap. Plant your feet into the earth. Let your head be heavy. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Push down to rise up. Palms face forward, samastiti. Walk your heels underneath your hips. Float your arms around and up. Lengthen your tailbone down. Maybe the palms touch, maybe they don't. Hook your thumbs if you'd like. Shift your weight over to the right foot, little side bend to the left side here. So that right foot is anchoring you. Arms are long by your ears. Where can you breathe into the armpits, intercostal muscles, side body, hips, IT band? Come back to center. Pour your weight into your left foot. Side bend over to the right side. Try to keep that left hip underneath you, almost as if you're lifting your torso, your abdomen up and out of your body. Come back to center. Seal your palms, look up at your thumbs, inhale on your exhalation as if you're moving through water. Pour forward, belly to your thighs. Inhale, lengthen your spine, flap. Hands to blocks as you step that left leg way back. Left knee down to the earth. Take your time here. Feel a little scoop of your pelvic floor. Draw the abdomen in and up. Interlace your fingers on that right thigh. Pad your knee if you need something. And then pause here, right hand to the block, left arm long by the ear. Again, lifting out of the side body. We side bend over to the right side. No rush. Nowhere to get. Where can we find pleasure in this shape, in this movement? Exhale that left hand down to the earth, hands off to the side. Step back to down dog. Walk your heels together, lift the heels, wave through your spine, stack your shoulders. Pause here. With or without your knees, we're gonna hold the breath here, lengthening for 3 counts. So abdomen draws in and up. Hips in line with shoulders. Rib cage drawing in. Are you over-efforting? Do you need to place your knees down? You have autonomy over your body and over your practice. Are you creating harm or harmony? And then slowly, as if you're moving through water, resist. Draw the elbows back. Take your time. Use the full exhalation, belly down to the earth. Lift the heart. Inhale. Exhale, release the heart, release your forehead. Lift your heart, lift your hands, squeeze the shoulders. Notice where it feels good. Exhale, release. Maybe you stay there. Maybe you move towards upward facing or cobra if it feels good in your body. We don't have to rush, right? But to take up space within our body, to take autonomy over every cell, every ligament, that is the practice. Release. It's an inside work, not an outside job. Hands underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, and with resistance, either moving through table, modified plank, or plank, take your time. Come back to down. We'll flow on the breath here. Inhale the right leg straight up and back. Exhale, draw that right knee in, tap your third eye, scoop your navel in. Shift your weight slightly forward, get higher here. Inhale that right leg straight up. Exhale, tap your right side elbow, shift your weight forward. Every time we shift forward, we want to get a little bit more height. Inhale that right leg straight up and back. Exhale that right leg over to the left side tricep. Leave it there. Breathe. For those of you that are also interested in more advanced practices and balance work, that'll be coming in January. So I hope you sign up for those intensives. Extend your right leg out to the side. Shift your weight to the right hand. Fallen star, left arm long by the ear. Keep lifting the hips up. Notice that we keep opening up the side body. Take your time. Left hand's gonna go underneath you. We're gonna slide all the way down to the earth. Take your time here. Now pause. Right ear to the mat. Option to extend the arms. Feel free to close the eyes. Notice how this shape on the ground feels very different from when we were on our back. Let your tongue drop to the bottom half of your mouth. Notice what might be lengthening on that outer top left hip. Take another smooth breath here to inhale. Hands underneath your shoulders. Draw your forehead back to your mat. This helps to recalibrate the cervical spine. Tuck your left toes, and maybe you lift your heart, your shoulders. Maybe you start to slide that right leg back to center. Maybe you cross the right foot in front of the left, crossing at the ankles, and you shift your weight forward. Pause here. With or without your knees. Lower halfway down, chaturanga dandasana. I'll show the modified version. Pause here. Inhale, untuck the toes. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. We don't always have to move the same way. Navel into spine. Lift your hips up and back, down dog. Take a moment and cross the legs. See what's there. I'll switch sides for you. We'll take that left leg up. Full expression of the inhalation. Where can you take up more space in your body? Exhale, tap that third eye. Left knee in. Push down to rise up. Get a little bit more height. The more you reach forward. Inhale, left leg straight up and back. Left knee, left side tricep. Inhale, left leg straight up. Left knee, right side tricep. And pause here. This is too much, you can always lower the right knee, right? Making those choices that are right for you. Extend your left foot over to the ground. Shift your weight to your left hand. Right arm reaches up, long by the ear. Keep reaching the hips up. Open and extend the side body. Right hand comes down underneath your shoulders. Keep lifting your hips up. Square your torso. Slide that left leg out to the side. So we're lowering down. One vertebrae at a time. Maintain this L shape here. And then slowly, with intentionality, with pleasure, draw your ear to the mat as best you can. And take up space with the arms. You can elongate the arms. And close the eyes. Notice what feels more accessible, more open on this side. Notice what might feel like it's contracted or restrained. Can you put your intentionality and your focus there? And then check in with the jaw. Are we gripping? One side is always more accessible than the other. So to maintain the pleasure, just give yourself the freedom to know that you don't have to have one side exactly like the other, right? Hands come underneath your shoulder. Forehead comes down to the mat. Press the ground away. Lift your heart. Scoop your navel into your spine. Maybe you start to lift that left leg back. Lift your right heel. Cross your left ankle over your top right. Shift your weight forward. This is just an option, with or without your knees. I'll show the modified version. Lower halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your thighs. Open up the back. Exhale, down dog. Pedal your feet out. Look up at the space between your hands. Take a slow stroll or walk forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine to a flat back. Exhale, pour forward over your thighs. Release. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Take your time here. Let your head, your neck, your chest, your shoulders stack. And almost as if your feet are two prongs plugging deeply into the earth, stand in your power. We've all gotten a shock from walking on carpet or that static electricity, right? This is the same feeling. We can suction up that energy through the soles of the feet and empower ourselves. This next one, I want you to grab your strap. If you know that balance is challenging for you, absolutely move over to a wall. There is no right or wrong for this. We're going to loop our strap around the ball of our right foot. Take your time here. Pour your weight into your left heel and slowly press down on that left big toe mount. So you're anchoring that left inner thigh. Lift that right leg off of the earth. Now pause. This might be enough for you. You might extend that right heel in front of you. Again, just going not to the fullest expression, but to where you feel sensation. Notice how this feels. Option two, you might take both ends of the strap into your left hand. Right thumb inside that right hip crease. Draw the hip down. Slowly start to open up and rotate around that outer right hip. If you're taking the full expression, you're going to bring your right hand to your right shoulder, extend the arm in front of you, and then pause here. Notice if you've stopped breathing, if you're gripping. Right arm long by the ear, take your time. Hold on to the strap with your right hand, left hand to your hip. Open up that right leg. Now, for some of you, you may not need the strap. Some of you might practice just extending, padasana, that hand to foot action, right? There's no right or wrong here. Wherever you are, we're all going to eventually release the strap. Bend your right foot above or below your knee. So you don't have to take the fullest expression, just making sure that right foot is not on your knee joint. Vikrasana, important posture during the fall. As the trees are losing their leaves, their roots are still staying strong. They will bloom again in 6 months in the spring, just like you take up space in your body. Few options in tree pose. Maybe you take the arms up for the full expression, index finger and thumb to touch, Jnana Mudra, Vikrasana. Second option, maybe you'll take that right foot over into the left hip. Maybe that's where you are. Third option, maybe you take that right arm out, you internally rotate it, you take it behind you. You catch the top of your right foot. Fourth option. So again, where do you need to be? Left hand to heart center. Maybe you start to pour your weight forward, right? Just going to where you can today for your body. Blocks are always there. The ground is there. Eyes steady on one point. Slowly come back up. Whichever expression you're in, release your hands, release your legs. Take a moment, bend your knees, roll the shoulders up, down, and back. Notice the vritti, the narrative that you created for yourself. Palms forward, heart open. Beautiful thing about practicing is that we always have a second side, right? So we're going to take our strap, step into your strap. Now pause here. Shift your weight over to that right leg. Now peek up for a moment because I do like to teach the intricacies of what happens. When we shift weight, this tends to happen. I know I'm wearing navy and dark today, but hopefully you can see. When we shift our weight, we tend to sink into the hip and then this throws out, as you can see. Automatically, I go into banana back, right? So what we want to do when we shift the weight is literally feel the pelvic floor and the inner thigh lifting up. And for those of you that are looking to deepen and advance your practice, I highly recommend either booking a private or signing up for those intensives. Every single person has a unique anatomy and energetic field, and some postures are not recommended for everyone. Okay? So we're going to shift our weight over to that right leg. Feel a subtle lift of your pelvic floor. Lift that left leg up. It doesn't have to be high. Now, going to where feels good for you, you're not going to the fullest expression. Extend that left leg. Pause here. Balance is challenging. Can you find pleasure here? Both ends of the strap. Second option. Right hand holds the strap, left thumb inside the left hip. Draw it down. Maybe you start to rotate to that left side. Left hand to the shoulder. Left arm extends. Can you look at your left thumb with your right eye? Right? Krata. Fourth option, we're going to come back to center, slowly come back. Open up that left leg over to the side. You can keep holding on to the strap. Those of you that want a little bit more of a challenge, you can find your heel, can extend it. Feel a subtle lift of your pelvic floor. Wherever you are, left foot above or below right knee. Find your tree pose. Strong roots, press down. And maybe that's where we are. Ankle, calf, or above the knee. I'll say that again. Ankle, calf, or above the knee. This is also an option to take a little half demi point here for those of you that have weight bearing or ankle issues. Right? So we build progressively. Maybe you'll take that left foot, half lotus, padmasana. Maybe you bring it over to the right side. Left arm out for those of you trying the balance. Left thumb points down, internal rotation of that left arm. Take it behind you. Maybe it hooks. Right hand to the heart. Lift of Mula Bandha, lift of that pelvic floor. Hard to look, balance, demo, and talk at the same time. Start to pour your weight forward. And then depending where you are, again, hard to talk, demo, and do this. Maybe you'll try for a one hand, one leg balance. That right hand goes to the right ankle. Slowly start to come up. No rush. Wherever you are. Release the bind, release tree pose, whichever variation, plug into the earth, take up space in your body. Notice the sweat in your body, the taste in your mouth. Drop your tongue to the bottom half so the jaw isn't gripping. Shoulders move up, down, and back. One more time. We're going to reach the arms up. Inhale, Urdhva We're going to exhale, standing forward fold. I want you to pause here. Open up your toes. So it's almost as if you're in first position for any dancers that practice, right? Find your blocks. We're going to lift our heels and slowly come down. So stacking your hips as best as you can. Now I'm going to face you for this. We're going to take a variation of folded goddess, right? So the heels are going to be pretty close to each other as best as you can. Walk your hands forward. Biceps are long by the ears. The sacrum is moving back. So I want you to think of your spine right now, kind of like this bow and arrow that I started the practice with, that visualization, right? So your sacrum, there's a little scoop of your navel and your pelvic floor is lifting up. Your sacrum is moving back like the bow. Your fingers are moving forward, the front of the bow. Slowly walk your hands back. Take your time. Now, draw your knees in as best you can. Find that place where you can shift your weight back. Maybe lift your heels up. Navasana boat pose. And again, finding that place. It doesn't have to be high, right? We can also keep the feet down, fingers out to the side. Maybe trade one leg. If you are gripping your jaw, if you cannot find pleasure in any one of these shapes, it's a sign you've gone too far. And sometimes just bringing the feet down and the arms out to the side is all we need. Right, wherever you are, we're going to take 3 full breaths here. Inhale, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Exhale. Feet down to the earth, hands off by the hips. Lift your hips, lift your heart. Stick your tongue out of your mouth. So do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale it out. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale out. Hips come down. Legs in front of you. Dandasana. Find that plug. 2 prongs of the hips. Maybe the biceps move up. Dandasana, staff pose. Slowly, navel into spine, roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Reach the arms up overhead. Walk both feet over to the right lower corner of your mat. Leave your hips where they are. I'll move this block out of the way. Upper shoulders to the upper corner of the mat. Option to cross your left ankle over the top of the right, opening up the side body. So the side body, which is a lot that we focused on today, really super important. The side body connects the front plane and the back plane of the body. And when we allow the spaciousness of the greater trochanter, the IT band, and also latissimus dorsi, which wraps around the side body, it actually creates more balance within the front and back. So there is a methodology, there is an energy structure to the components of why we practice in certain ways during certain seasons and during certain alignments. Walk your feet back to center, uncross that left leg. Pause here for a moment and slowly walk your feet over to the left corner. Hips stay right, shoulder shimmy to the upper left corner. Hands don't have to touch, right? Where can you feel pleasure, kama, in your body in this shape? Letting go of needing one side to be exactly like the other, that's sometimes a lifetime practice. Maybe the right leg crosses over the ankle on this side, but it doesn't have to. When we cultivate pleasure, when we cultivate steadiness and ease, sthiram sukham asanam, without needing to push ourselves, homeostasis, harmony, balance, and equilibrium become part of our natural daily staple, but it must be created. Uncross your right leg, walk yourself underneath your body. So walk your feet in line with your hips, walk your shoulders over your hips. Shake your hips side to side, any little last minute movements you might need. For me personally, what I recommend, where is it? Is to place a bolster or two large pillows underneath the back of your thighs. Right, that's going to help to support all of that unconscious energy we've brought forward. Also helps to align the pelvic bowl, which is the vortex of energy related to water, sacral chakra. And now let your palms face up if that feels good for you. Let your eyes roll back into their sockets. You might lift your head and readjust. Lift your shoulders. You might lift your hips. Close the eyes. Let your tongue drop to the bottom half of the mouth. Let yourself experience pleasure in this moment, in this shape, without needing to make it more than it is. All that I need is already inside of me. All that I desire is already inside of me. All that I am is embedded in every cell of my body. So today, in this moment, I invoke pleasure, gratitude, and ease into my life's practice. Om Triambakaya Jamahe Sugandhim Pushtivarnanan Uvarukamiva Bardhanan Mrityurmuksha Mamrtat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Peace with yourself, peace with others, peace with all forces governing life. Stay as long as you need. And slowly rub your thumbs over each fingertip. Let your eyes roll back into their sockets. In your own time and in your own way, bring your knees to your chest one at a time. Slowly roll over to the right side. Make your way to a comfortable seat. Head arrives last. Press your palms to your heart. Bow your head and feel this merging of duality. Feel this union of opposites. You have agency to create and cultivate pleasure in your life experience, joy and abundance. It's right there. Just bow the head and let your love, your light, and your wisdom unlock within you. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste. Please make a fist with the right hand, cover it with the left, press it below the navel, lean forward. Feel that subtle lift of the pelvic floor, and then come straight back up. Thanks so much, everyone. See you soon.